Conversation with Mhlanga Gqeba. He is a new sales executive at Kelston VW. Namhlanje we're talking about the important decisions around purchasing a vehicle. Masikwelise Mhlekazi, welcome to the show. Thank you for joining us. All right. You are actually, your being here is very special today because you are part of the people that are closing the month of love. but be but be that as it may, because it has been a tradition during this month of love that I ask every one of my guests this question: what does love mean to you?
Yes, I thought about this question when you briefed me about this question. I was like, yeah, that's a hard definition. Love, yeah. In the broader context, okay, let me talk in the context of relationship, romantic relationships. Romantic relationships, assuming that that's where we're moving from.
Okay.
So I think it's a matter of two people coming together, trying to make this thing work for them. Pulling from each angle, working together, making compromises, and trying to, navigate this thing of together. I think that's what the definition of love is. Yeah.
Interesting. So, in the context of the eros side of things.
Of love.
No, how can you? You can't do that.
It's fine.
Okay, we're closing it, but we're not closing the love. Ne? We're just closing this month. That is specifically dedicated to my day month of love. Ne?
Yes.
Interesting. Thank you for that input. Yeah. And you are from Kelston VW.
Kelston VW, yes.
What do you do as Kelston VW? What is the business all about?
Yes.
And also, I know it's a dealer, I would say, but I don't want to. I'll put it like that in a dealership. But I will allow you to actually expound on it and tell us exactly what you guys do and what makes you different from other vehicle dealerships.
All right. Basically, we are part of a bigger group called the Kelston Motor Group, which is in the Eastern Cape. It's in a couple of towns in the Eastern Cape.
Sure.
We cover a broad spectrum of things. We sell cars, we service cars, and that's basically what we do, right? We get people into vehicles, we get them moving, and we have after sales service.
Okay.
I think the one fundamental difference that we focused on as a Kelston is that we always have the theme that you welcome to the VW, to the Kelston family.
Okay.
Right? Our difference is we treat our clients like family. You're right? So, mostly family, we have our highs and lows, but at the end of the day, it's yatandana. So I think for us, we our core focus is family orientated. We not only take Umdu as a customer, we take them as a family. We take them as part of us, because at the end of the day, buying a vehicle, I'll talk from this perspective, as a sales executive.
Sure.
It's the second biggest purchase that you can make.
After
right?
a house.
After a house. It's the second biggest purchase that you make. And it's very important that uba umdu uhambe naye throughout this journey, because at the end of the day, there are certain things that, the experience of actually delivering a vehicle kumdu, when the person, first car, right?
Yeah.
Or their father is buying a car for a daughter, or whoever, my husband buying a car for a wife. You need to make it feel special. Am I part of a family? We understand the family dynamics, and we need for you to be part of us as a family. See, now,
wow.
Not only in your first purchase, but in
as
subsequent purchases. Because abantu bani stages up.
Yes.
Let me make an example, right? A young female executive, that female professional, maybe was to buy a Polo Vivo. Just making an example, right?
Yeah.
Now, after that, a couple of years later, uzafuna change because ubombu changing. Right? And you need to upgrade, yeah. And we need to understand that
Yes.
Uzaba nomntana in a couple of years, uzaba nomyeni mhlawumbe in a couple of years. Things will change. For us, it's not a matter of buying of a vehicle. It's a matter of at what stage are you in your life, and how best can we accommodate that?
Wow.
How best can we speak to that as a Kelston? So that's why we say we are the Kelston family.
Wow, I think that's so beautiful, and I guess you find that sometimes kwezinye car dealerships you finding, I know everyone is looking at the bottom line, but you sometimes feel it, but this person is chasing nje, uba bakakuthengisele, and that's the focus. And I guess you wouldn't get the same treatment in a place where you are seen as a family, because you wouldn't want your family members to make mistakes when they're purchasing. You wouldn't want your family member to feel uncomfortable when they're making that purchase. So it's like you want it to be as smooth and as comfortable and as special as you can. I think that's quite brilliant. Now, buying a car is a very big deal.
It is. We don't joke about, we don't take that lightly.
It's a very big deal.
Yes.
And in buying a car, you can get excitement. I remember there was a friend of mine who actually went with her husband. They ended up buying 2 cars because of the excitement that that happened there. And then when they came back, they couldn't, like, they had to get rid of the one of the cars because it was not happening. But they were overwhelmed with excitement in that moment. I really don't know what happened, but that's evidence that it's a big deal and there's excitement that happens. Now, umntu excited ngenye ixesha end up esenza incorrect decisions when buying a car. What would you say is some important considerations for a person to make and think about before the preparation process, so that ungafiki be excited and do things that you're not supposed to do.
Yes. Okay, no, understandable. A lot of people would come and say, well, I've spoken to a lot of clients. Let me just start with a little preamble.
Sure.
And just lead to these considerations. Yeah, just lead to the considerations. A lot of people would come and say, listen, I bought a car a couple of years ago, but you guys didn't tell me A, B, and C. A, B, and C. Like, for instance, we'll get to.
Okay.
You didn't tell me that installment is out. A lot of people get caught up in the excitement of the purchase. And they understand that you tell them the whole information, but
the
excitement. And we later you're like, but what I'm trying to get to is the fact that you do need to consider, first of all, your budget, right?
Sure.
That's the first fundamental question we always ask as a account. Both the only 2 things I'm going to speak about, which are the considerations: budget and your wants and needs.
Okay.
Right. So will say, for instance, okay, fine, listen, and these 2 factors they coincide. For instance, the wants and needs and the budget, they are tungelana sometimes, right?
Okay.
Sometimes you need something, but the budget doesn't allow.
Yes.
Sometimes you have the budget, but the needs are not necessary. You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
So what I'm saying is that, for instance, okay, fine, I want a car. Sometimes they come to me and say, listen, I want a T1 or I want this one, but this is my budget. And then you're like,
there's a difference, discrepancy.
There's a discrepancy, yeah. We need to correlate. This information needs to correlate. Okay, fine, budget. Okay, fine. So budget will be in 2 tiers, né?
Okay.
So budget will be, if you're financing the car, how much would you be willing to pay every single month?
Sure.
Yeah, well,
okay.
We won't speak to those insurances and all of those things because we are not an insurer. Yeah,
okay.
Well, we only sell cars.
Sure.
Right? So we say to a person, oh no, listen, I want to pay 5,000 Rand a month, but I want an SUV.
Okay.
And you're like, okay, do you have a deposit? Now that's the subsequent question, because at the end of the day, you're not going to pay 5,000. You're not going to pay 5,000 Rand for an SUV
unless you reduce the capital amount with the deposit.
Yes. So we ask those kinds of questions about, okay, what's your budget? Are you financing? Are you going to pay cash? How much are you willing to spend? Right, if you pay cash, and how much would you be willing to part with if you financing your car, right? Now, here's a quick educator. Just a quick one. This is a rule of thumb that we use generally to decipher how much a person will be paying for a certain vehicle at a trade value. Let's say, for instance, if a car is 100,000 Rand, the general rule of thumb is you'll pay, give or take, 2,000 Rand installment.
Okay.
So subsequently, now go with this
200,000, 4,000, 300,000,
600,000 exactly
Sure.
so inyuka kanjalo into yakhona so that's how you budget yourself now.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so a lot of people abayazi ke lonto umuntu uzawufika kum athi ufuna itikwa ne 700,000 but ufuna ubhatala
3,000
yeah ibona lonto
Okay,
so
okay.
now the head would say okay do you have a deposit of X amount in order for you to get to like 3,000 no I don't. You're like okay guy sorry we can't I mean,
Let's look for a different
we are
option.
not Jesus. Let's look for a different. So yeah, those are one of the considerations like a budget yako, how much you're willing to spend and then your second consideration is your needs and wants because a lot of times like like we do get a lot. Sometimes people will find that and then another person doesn't know what they want but they have a specific budget in mind. So listen man, okay Atumdu, no, not more than 10,000 rand, let's say for instance. But 10,000 rand speaks to a lot of things. I can get you a quality SI,
Can I get a
get
bus?
you
I'm already there. There's a discrepancy. Okay, sure.
Yeah, so I do okay, fine. Listen, I've got 10,000 rand max, right?
Okay.
But I don't know what I want. I want a car, right? So now we assess. Okay, listen, it in the situation
Okay.
right? How many kids do you have? Right? Do you have a husband? Do you live alone? We assess a situation. We have a situational analysis, right? Now, situational analysis is coinciding with the budget. So you move from the budget to the situation analysis.
Sure.
Okay, do you need a car? Do you want a car?
Okay.
Yeah, well, sometimes people need a car, some people don't want a car. We need to assess those situations. Yeah, well. And then you look at the situation, and then you're like, okay, fine. I have a lot of leg room to work with when I'm talking about a budget of 10,000 rand per month.
Yeah, that's a lot.
That's a lot of leg room to work with. I mean, I could go from anywhere from a Polo TSI all the way up to a T-Rock maybe. Yeah, but you get what I'm saying. So that's a lot of leg room for me to work with. So now you need to now look at the situational analysis as an individual. Lifestyle yakho njani?
Sure.
How where do you stay? All that. All of those things, and then you're like, okay, fine. I've assessed the situation analysis and I've made an assertion. I'm like, okay, fine. This is how I can cater to Lomdungengok. This is how I can speak to Lomdungengok. Listen, man, suggest about Mautate 81 or I'm suggesting that you take a T-Rock or whatever. I'm just
throwing examples
there. Not saying that there's a motor at that price, but I'm just making examples.
Yes.
So it 10,000. I'm gonna be excited. But we're just throwing out examples.
Sure.
So those are the two fundamental things that I say are the considerations or rather the things that you need to consider clouding emote.
Sure.
Another thing is I forgot to do your research as Umtu.
Okay.
Do a lot of research, right?
Okay.
Know the car that you're, because at the end of the day, there's another consideration that Elsie, I didn't think about this. A lot of people get, especially Tinas Bangabandu Bamyama, siyazithenga imoto ufuna uthenga okay ndifuna uthenga imoto cheap okanye ndifuna uthini yabo. But then at the end of the day kukho laa nto kuthiwa opportunity cost.
Okay.
What is this car going to cost you in the long run?
Okay.
By that I mean if you should consider trading this car in at the end of the term or in 3.5 years, usually that's the how much will you get back with moto yakho? Abantu abaninzi bathi cheap le moto lena eqaleni. I'm not going to mention brands again because
please don't.
Yeah, but it's cheap le moto. It's cheap le moto ne. And ke izawusuthi budget yam. But what will it cost you in the long run also for you change? Yeah, but uzawubona into kuthiwa i-shortfall.
Sure.
Because kube nzima uyi-trader in okanye xa sesi-trader in siyankanzaza uyankanzaza because you find yourself in a situation apho into yakhona. So what I'm saying is that sometimes research how the value of cars depreciate over the years.
Okay.
Uyazi uba if I should change this thing in a couple of years, how much is it going to cost me? Yeah, but because a lot of cars, they look nice on the outside. I mean, I mean,
it's new.
It's new. Yeah, new. So be careful. In the long run, consider that thing. Opportunity cost. Consider at the end of it. Yeah, but because at the end
it's like backup.
it's not backup. Yeah, so it's like It's like, for instance, you take a bulb from a certain
brand,
and then you buy this one. Yeah, opportunity cost.
Sure,
yeah,
sure. All right. Yeah, I think you've given us a lot. You've given us 3 actually main things that you know check your budget, check as well your needs and wants. Also make sure that you do your research. Where are you going to if you want to trade in, if you want to get a new car, if you want to upgrade, the value of the car is our depreciator. So thank you for that.
Yeah.
Now there's also this aspect it's not easy for people to buy cars cash, ne?
Yes.
I don't know. Actually, you could let us know how many people in a percentage buy cars cash.
You'd be surprised.
A lot, ne?
You'd be surprised.
That's why I'm saying surprise us.
Yes, I mean, guys.
Businesses, maybe,
no, actually,
even individuals,
even personal individuals, they'll mangas. You know, one thing that this industry has always taught us, right? Never judge a book by its cover.
Okay.
Never look at the person at face value and say to yourself,
low level. Funa the cheapest.
Njani mfo ndini doesn't correlate ufika umuntu mfo ndinenxibe ifast coat apho kanye kuthwele iqhiya mfo athi bendicela la moto ayikhombe ayithathe you know so it varies
but anyway so okay abanye abantu they use the route of financing and not buy imoto cash ne and so can you just unpack for us just in a minute or two when you go the route of financing imoto yakho, how do you guys handle that process at Kelston VW?
Okay. Here, Kelston, the nice thing about Kelston VW, we facilitate that process. Yeah?
Okay.
Well, a lot of people would prefer and say, listen, I mean, I have a bank that I normally work with. I have a bank that I prefer, and I would like to finance my car through that bank.
Sure.
Right? Okay, that's fine. But what we do here as Kelston, what we do is that we take you and you say, listen, okay, listen, I want to apply for a car, right? Diapangela, and I earn X amount of money, and we've gone through a whole qualifying process. And then after your qualifying process, we then work with you and say, listen, let's now, let's not put our eggs in one basket. Because
I'm sorted, yeah.
Sure. So into esiyenza ke thina ufika apha kuthi sithi okay masithathe sithi nabileyo yabo sibone ba happy eyona ndawo ingasinika eyona offer i-right for wena and considering uba zinto as considerations zakho usinikileyo yabo uba okay, this is my budget, X amount, so all of these things. So simane sikhangela the best offer for abantu, and for instance, there's no one size fits all approach ku situations. Everyone has different situations, so we try and work towards suiting that particular preference yakho. When I'm but I want to pay X amount of money, and then we sisebenze uthi wena hayi manje actually table elingubani sithi akakume mfondini asike sijobe
let's spread it
across yabona sicheck noba kwa VW Financial Services baba ngakunika ntoni na because we do have services and things we have like easy finance and all of those things internally
sure.
But within our department. Yes, within our financial services ezingakunika it deals as a right, even on cars.
Right.
In fact,
all right, so you can get that assistance. Kelston VW facilitates that process with you to meet your needs, to match what you are actually looking for. Now, the deposit aspect. Let's talk about the deposit.
Yes.
And then after that, we're going to talk about the balloon. Sometimes, okay, let's say, what affects the deposit? How much should the deposit be? Okay. And what's the minimum? And can I go without a deposit as well? I want to know. I just want to know.
All right. No. Here's the thing. A lot of people will come to us and especially about the old school. Like the new school people will they don't really ask about those questions. Abantu badala bayathatha ubuzo lobuyibuzo. Ngoba kuba athi umuntu xa finance le moto izodinga deposit engakanani.
Okay.
And you're like, no. It's an option if you want to put a deposit.
It's not a must.
It's not mandatory. It's not compulsory, right? Yes, unless mhlawumbi ke there are factors that affect you in the long run. Like for instance, like affordability.
Sure.
Yeah, but the affordability. Let's say, for instance, now let me just revert back and just get on my thoughts. Like, for instance, a client comes to me and says, "Listen, I want to buy a car, right? And I want to pay X amount of money, right? A deposit is a facility that you use to reach the money that you want to reach. Let's say, for instance, now
in terms of monthly repayments. Sure.
Yeah. So now let's make an example now. A motor that is 500,000 rand, you pay 10,000 rand installment, right? Rule of thumb, remember, right?
Yeah.
Every 100,000, 2,000 installment. Yes. So now you come to me and say to me, so let's assume now you get approved like 500,000 rand at 10,000 rand installment, and you say to me, listen, I want to pay 5,000 rand in account. And then you say to the person, listen, you'll need to put up 250,000 in order for you to get to the 5,000 rand. Yeah, but so every 50,000 rand oyifakayo ihlisa installment yakho nge 1,000 rand. Yeah, so isebenza kanjalo lo balloon. But now on the other
deposit, rather.
Deposit.
Yes.
Yeah, well, so now on the other end of the spectrum, now you come to me and you apply for imoto ethile, and then now there's a thing called affordability, which we will talk about.
Yes.
Did we talk about? We haven't talked about.
Let's touch on it as well.
Affordability, ne? Affordability. Now, affordability speaks to how much money do you have? Disposable income do you have? Yeah, but yeah. So now a person can earn 50,000 rand, but I can't disposable income to buy 5,000 because of expenses and all of those things, right?
Them kids finishing the month.
Yes, you know what I'm saying. So now I think to apply for remote, and then the bank is like, listen, affordability is an issue up.
Okay.
Right. So what would happen is that now we need a deposit of X amount of money in order for you to now reach the affordability status. Yeah, but you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
On the back end, obviously, those are called. I will not explain in detail because I'm not an F&I manager, but with the little that I know, that's how it works.
All right. So it's not mandatory, but you can use it to help your situation.
Yes.
And you might kind of be forced into it if depending on the monthly repayment that you want to the target that you have and you want to reach in terms of your monthly repayments. Brilliant.
Yeah.
Now let's get into the difficult part. Yeah. Hey, the balloon. The balloon. I remember I was once in this situation where I knew someone.
Yes.
And they had a car and they were so excited they are finishing the car. It's 5 years. And they didn't read, but there's a balloon payment. That's why, I don't want to really get into it, but there was a balloon payment and they had to pay additionally for 2 extra years. I don't know how they didn't faint and get a heart attack because they were celebrating. And then there was this thing called the balloon. Balloons.
Balloon.
Talk to us about the balloon.
The balloon, guys. Yes, it's not the devil that you think it is. Let me start by the call it apple. I go Satan and it's balloon.
Okay, fine.
Because we are like abantu bane-excitement ku-excitoses eninzi.
Okay.
And ku-excitoses guys ndiyanicela ndiyadibongoza bahlali baphulaphula ndiyadibongoza guys.
Yeah.
Quell your excitement xa uzawuthenga imoto ne umamele uba uthini la sisi. You can't spend 2 hours with umntu apho ekucacisela i-contract. And then at the end of the day uthi kuwe akhanguyazi. Mamela kuthwana.
Okay.
Yeah, but if unombuzo, if awucacelwanga yinto okanye isingesi sekwahlule because siyazahlula naye sometimes isingesi buza.
Okay.
Yeah, ibona lo. If kusithi sawudinga umuntu obatolike sizawumbiza ecalela tolike kuba ithethe ukuthini into ezithini. But uyibuze into because at the end of the day uzawusifaka like sibuyela kulaa nto uba i-second biggest purchase uzawuyenza la ayisosonka yes.
Yeah,
ibona loo nto buza izinto.
Okay.
Sibuze ngokunabileyo suba shy.
Okay.
Yabo sometimes I-intimidate uba hayi umlungu lapho ngapha kwami but ndivumele yonke le nto ethetha buza uzaxelela buza yabona loo nto ubacocelwanga kuyinto engoku. So i-balloon payment ke nyhani ke shem iyabathusa abantu abaninzi nyhani because they think to themselves, okay, now i-balloon payment ke is a facility provided by banks.
Okay.
It's, well, I can say it's similar to a deposit. Yeah, you want a lot. Iyafana nje ne-deposit ethile.
In
it's
a
a
way.
facility in a way. Yeah, but because at the end of the day, what happens is that now ndibuyele kulaa example bendiyenza ndithi into yakhona. So sithi ke ngoku masenze example ithi 250,000 rand will give you imoto installment give or take 5,000 rand.
Okay.
But uthi kum ke ngoku kule moto ndifuna ukubhatala imalini, ndifuna ukubhatala i-4.6 okanye 4.8.
Okay.
So now that's where now we take the facility balloon. It comes from the bank itself.
Okay.
In order for them to achieve the target that you want to achieve. And nakhona ke bathathi risk analysis, they take a certain risk analysis.
Sure,
but okay,
sure.
This is how much percent and the percentage of the retail value yemoto.
Sure.
La balloon. So kuzawuthi okay, fine. The car is worth 250,000.
25,000 is 10%.
Like some zikhuphe 25,000 mhlawumbe kulaa nto yakhona. Now so we want to get to la 4.0 ubufuna ufika kuyo. Yabona lo without into yakhona ubuzobhatala 5,000, but now with a residual okanye balloon payment izawuhla installment yobeka endaweni ethile. Now nathi ke ngokuyipoint efuna uemphasize ngoku uyakwazi uyibhatala during the tenure of the 6 years uyibhatala khona into yakhona imoto yakho. So uyakwazi ukuthi ngenyanga ethile xa unemali extra man listen man kanti ke ndithi man yayibona lo yes. So yayibona ke ngokuba information ibalekile. But it's not the devil that people think it is, because ingxaki abantu abaninzi lento ke ndichoy by excitement gets the better of them bangayivi yonke into ethethayo bothuke at the end of the day ba hey kanti yinje lento yabona, but it wasn't initially intended to be evil. It's not evil in its essence.
All right. So if I catch you correctly, basically a residual or a balloon is when they take a portion yala mal betwan we buy freeze the pa, buy bake pa, basically. But you still have access to pay it quicker if you can. But if freeze the right, you can be able to then pay a smaller or the installment be reduced. You fika mhlambi futane kle target yakho uzakwazi ba uyibhatala. But it's still ayisukanga but that ibekiwe is still hanging over you. Yes, you still have to pay it. But I think what I really didn't know, ile aspect actually you can pay it within the same period, because sometimes situations even change. Essentially, you might get a promotion, you might get an extra source of income, you might do a side hustle, you may get a bonus, whatever that could enable you nyani ba mawi reduce la mali. But I think ungazi, and you know nyani umntu avela fumani shock when they actually you know after a 5-year period or something kube kungona actually they have to pay that money.
Yes. Yeah.
Anyway, moving right along, is there a car that you are currently promoting as Kelston VW Mhlambi that you might want to talk us through? What type of car is it? Do you have it or not? And what are the features? What's the range? All of those things.
Okay. So currently, what we have rolled out is VW, because game nagen develop VW mostly.
Okay.
What we have rolled out is what you call a guaranteed future value, or what you call the easy finance. Right, easy finance option is like normally traditionally abantu would pay a period of 72 months for remote, right? But now with the easy finance option, you can actually pay for about 3.5, even 4 years remote. It's an easy finance option now. So let's say, for instance, now. Okay. Now freeze like okay. You
don't want to shoot yourself with the
I don't want to shoot myself with the
give the right information.
Let me just get my bearings. We have easy finance option, which is offered by UVW Financial Services.
Sure.
Right? And it's subject to being approved by UVW Financial Services.
Okay.
And what they do is that, let's say, for instance, imoto etile, I'm sure you guys have seen promotions as these performance about what Tiguan is worth 7,000 rand or 5,000 rand or whatever, like installment or imoto is worth imaletile, right? So now with Easy Finance offers that option, right? And Easy Finance it is offered to a strong contenders, abantu are strong in terms of the credit scoring and people like that. Yes. So we offer that facility to abantu that are very strong.
That are good books.
They are good in the books. So we put you on a plan on any of our cars, right? From TSIs all the way up to on our commercial vehicles. I don't think we don't have no commercial vehicles, and not the GTI, but a couple of cars. Certain select models of cars. Zibaglo option. So you buy a car. Sometimes that always say to themselves, listen, imoto andifuna uyigcina for a very long time.
Sure.
Abakhona abantu abathanda uyigcina imoto bathi mandigqiba uyibhatala imoto and then
Beyam.
ibe yam. Kukho abantu abangathanda uyigcina ke sometimes.
Yeah.
So we say, man, listen, if you change your car every 3.5 years, why don't you put in easy finance?
Oh.
Yeah, and then with easy finance, and we look at the situation again. But listen, man, this situation yakwiti, right? Do you drive a lot? No, I don't drive a lot, man. I just need a car just to move from here to here, from here to here. Then we put you on a plan. Said, okay, fine. Over this 4-year period, maybe you'll have a plan about you have to drive it within certain kilometer range. Yeah, well, we give you like 60,000 kilometers. Because the thing is now you have to guarantee the future value of this car.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying?
That's
so that's
spin.
why that's the spin at the end of it. So so now you have to guarantee the value of this car at the end of the day, because at the end of the day we'll call you after 3.5 years to say, listen, man,
swap it, or
but do you wanna trade this car in? Not swap, trade in.
Trade it in.
Let's be technical.
Okay. Trade it in.
Trade it in. Do you want to trade this car in? Do you want to keep it? Yeah, but do you want to just give it back? Okay, I guess so we offer you what you call easy finance, and you get imoto at a very cheap installment. Yeah, and
quite an interesting one. All right.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Can I just talk about
You have a minute.
couple of features? Okay, there was a car that we were talking about in Dongan. The Chigon R. Okay, which car? Which car can I talk about? The Amarok.
Amarok. Okay, the Amarok.
The Amarok, the new ones. I did. Come on now. You're putting on the deep end now.
Anyone, maybe talk to people who are starting out, first time buyers.
Yeah, first time buyers. Let me speak to different sects of people, right? For a minute, ne?
Yes, you have a minute.
Okay. Let me talk about Polo TSI. Polo TSI, we have different ranges of Polo TSIs. From what you call the normal Polo, we've changed in the economy. We don't call them trend lines and comfort line. We call them Polos, Polo Lives, Polo Life DSG, R Line, GTI.
Okay.
Yeah, there's the different ranges at Koneva. These cars come. Yeah, I mean, guys, Polo is no longer a starter pack anymore.
Okay.
Guys, Polo TSI is no longer a starter pack, guys.
Ne?
This is a premium product.
Okay.
I promise you that you get what you pay for in a Polo. I mean, we get what you call intelligent lighting on these cars. I mean, guys, Google what you call IQ lighting.
Okay.
Right? Google that word and find that out, and then call me after that and ask me if you have no idea. Yeah, no, we have park assist on these cars.
I don't know what that is. So I really will Google that.
The thing is, I've got a minute, so I can't even explain. So, I mean, it comes with very amazing features in motos these days. Yeah, but sunroofs. I mean, sunroof. I'm not taking a sunroof. I mean, we have sat nav on some of these cars, especially R-Line. It's R-Line model and our GTI model. I mean, they're very premium products, guys. I mean, a lot of people will be like, I don't want to pay. Why am I paying X amount of money for Ipolo? But guys, you get what you're paying for.
Sure. So you've upgraded them in terms of making them more premium.
Premium, yes. And they're built locally. That's the nice thing about them.
They're built locally. Interesting.
Yeah.
All right. Last question. How do we find you? Where you're based? How do we contact you? If someone's listening in and they want to actually buy the new Amarok.
The new Amarok, yes.
What should they do? Where should they go?
Okay. No, we are based at 156 Cathcart Road at the end opposite to Caltex. Anyone who wants to know or is interested in a car or wants to know any information can contact me personally, Mhlanga, on 067 184 1481. 067 184 1481. Right? Or email me on mhlanga.gqeba @kelston.co.za.
Okay, sure. Thank you so much for your time.
And get on Facebook also.
You also on Facebook. Yes. We'll find you. All right. Thank you so much for your time.
All right. Thank you so much.
All right. Can pull up with Ghana Community Radio. Interesting conversation there we had with Mhlanga Gqeba, new sales executive from Kelston VW, talking to us a little bit about important decisions that we need to keep around purchasing a vehicle. There's so much that we need to unpack about what he said. But if you want to maybe, take around and go to where they are based and maybe test drive a vehicle, you can do so at number 156 Cathcart Road, Apake Ekomani, or you can call him directly on 067 184 1481. When we're coming back from the